How to reduce inflammation, lose weight, and feel amazing in just 7 days. What if I told you that in just 7 days you could start to reduce inflammation and actually feel the effects and start losing weight and feel your best? That's what we're going to be talking about today, and I am here with my cousin who just happens to be my best friend, my motivator, at times my accountability partner, and I highly recommend that everyone have someone like that in your life because it makes a huge difference. So when you're on this journey, there are times that ebb and flow. So you need that person in your corner to kind of help you regroup. I don't know about you, but I wintered hard this year, and I'm not really sure why this year of all years. But as I was starting to come out of winter and I would put on certain clothing items, they did not feel the same as they did before. I only have one size, and if that size gets tight, I don't go out and buy a new size. It's like, no, there's time to do something about it. So Renee is very much the same way, but this time I have a 7-day reboot. It's an ebook, and I will put that information in the description below. Renee decided to do the 7-day reboot, and I'm like, I'm going to do it with you. And I'm so thankful that she brought this up because I needed it just as much as she did. Will you explain the reasons why you decided to do the 7-day reboot? What was going on in your life?
I ordered these pants.
Beautiful fun pants
that were on big time sale, and Kimberly has similar, and every time she wears them, I'm like, I love those pants. So she texted me and said, those pants that I love and that you love are on sale. So I ordered them in our size. We wear the same size. And when they came in, they were too tight across the thighs and bottom. And I was not okay with that. I don't have a scale. I don't pay attention, but I had noticed that my stomach wasn't flat at night like it usually is, or in the morning. And I was like, what is happening to me? And I can't really tell you other than I think I was too many sweets that aren't healthy. This happens, that happens, and you kind of spirals. I usually do a 3-day detox twice a year, and I thought I need more than a 3-day detox. Like, my mindset is not where it needs to be. So I said, Kimberly, I'm going to do the 7-day, and it was easy, fulfilling, and satisfying. And I noticed immediate results in my body and in the way I felt, but not in my mind, because in my mind, I still wanted the things that had kind of taken me down. And so I said, I'm doing this another 7 days. So I did it another 7 days. Those pants fit, by the way. And then I actually started a 3rd week of it. I'm way happier with the way I feel. I've been having, major pain in my wrists and in my shoulder. My inflammation has gone down. I didn't know if you wanted me to talk about this or not, but I told Kimberly, I'm on all these supplements, and there's nothing wrong with being on supplements, right? Because our food supply is lacking. However, I wanted to go, except for magnesium, I wanted to go off of all of my supplements to see. I wanted to really know what's helping me, what's not helping me, what do I really need in my system, what do I not. So I went off of all my things except for magnesium, and I still am not back on them, and I don't feel any different not being on them. So the foods are definitely helping. If I can do less supplementation, that's what I want to do.
That's super exciting. And the thing is, I think for both of us, like, we just went through this phase of not paying attention.
Yeah.
Usually we're very intentional, very mindful. And one thing for me that I noticed is this is where I was working in my kitchen. And as I was working in my kitchen, my pantry is right there. And I guess because of this, I would get up and maybe just not grab unhealthy items, but eating too much. I was definitely eating too much.
Mm-hmm. And mine wasn't that I was in the kitchen. Mine was that I got lazy with food in general, like having to prepare foods, working. Both of us work. I didn't want to take the time. So I was eating the same foods over and over. I wasn't getting the rainbow. I wasn't diversifying anything. And then late at night, I'd let my kids talk me into, Mom, we're going to the ice cream trailer, or, a child would bring home a treat from where they work, and And I started doing that, or I'd be like a little bowl of cereal, even healthy, like nut milk and whatever. And it became a very bad habit. So that combination, so I wouldn't snack throughout the day like you did, but I would not change up my foods, and I was snacking late at night. So instead of throughout the day, at night.
Right. All things that can contribute to inflammation and weight gain.
Yep.
But she had texted me on day 10, and she's like, pants fit, feel great. And I was like, okay, that's it. We're going to have to sit down and we're going to have to do a video on this, because I started losing weight too and getting rid of that, what I call skinny fat. I don't know if you know that it's actually a thing. You can be thin and fluffy all at the same time. And I would put on my pants and have a little, where it shouldn't be.
Yeah. My area is the legs and bottom. Her area is her mid section. But for me, you know what this also proved? I follow a lot of people who are high protein and lots of it. And I don't know, their macros, their micros. And honestly, I don't know anything about any of that because I'm too lazy to find out. But I have Kimberly always on my ear saying, you just need to eat clean, don't overeat, follow your 80-20, whatever. 51, I am a couple years younger, but 51, and in 7 days, I lost weight eating full meals, not...
Menopause, okay?
Yeah, right.
Full-blown menopause,
Full-blown.
where they tell you, it's so hard to lose weight. We can't lose weight.
You've got the middle, whatever.
You've got to up your protein, have all this protein. You've got to work out with heavy
weights.
lifting.
All the time. I think there's a place for some weightlifting. For me, not heavy, because all I do is hurt myself. Plus, you and I don't want to be that, we don't want that look. We like lean.
Feminine.
Lean muscle, lean tone muscle all over. If I can do that in 7 days, and you guys are all looking at me going, yeah, sure, because I know you are, because of the way I look, my clothes didn't fit, that always fit. And my stomach was poofy, fluffy. I like your word better, fluffy. That's not what I normally look like. So yeah, somebody overweight would look at me and probably be irritated. But I also had tons of inflammation. I think the pants not fitting pushed me to do something. But the inflammation that I'd been experiencing for a long time, actually, and I was taking turmeric and whatever. I was taking anti-inflammatory supplements. I just needed to change my food.
Yes. Because food is medicine, and that is what I am out to really drive home, is that food is healing, and most people aren't eating food, and they don't even realize that, and they're not getting enough. We need to be eating 8 to 10 servings of fresh fruits and vegetables every day, 50% raw, 50% cooked. So this is indicative of an amazing snack where we have covered everything that we need. So we've got some lemon juice in here, which is actually alkalizing the body. We have healthy fats and high fiber with our guacamole, and it tastes amazing. We have a variety of the little rainbow over here. We have some Mary's Gone crackers, and there is a healthy carb component. So we're hitting all of the macros, all of the micros right here. It's absolutely amazing and filling. Now, this is gonna burn fast, so we're gonna wanna eat again in about 3 hours because we're gonna be hungry, but that's okay. And so that is what the 7-day reboot has done. I have organized that specifically so that you are meeting those marks. You do get a snack with that. But one other thing that Renee and I were talking about, because we have done a lot of challenges together, and back in 2017, we did a 30-day challenge that introduced both of us to foods that we have never had in our kitchen before.
And clean eating, which we hadn't heard of
Not
before.
like that. Not like that. So I've been on my health journey for 15 years, but this took me to a whole new level and a whole new place. And so from that point, we were talking about how exciting it was to get those foods, and we still are eating them today.
Things I never would have tried.
Right.
Things I normally would have been like, I don't even know what to do with that.
Name 3 things that are newer that were introduced at that point in time.
Beets, raw beets, Brussels sprouts. You know what's a funny one? The spiced dill.
Okay.
I'd never used it. I'd in like a yummy something like this to dip your vegetables in.
Yes.
Those things, and then a plethora of smoothies, which
With a nice variety.
And you make an amazing variety of smoothies. Like, I wish I lived here. She just throws things in that comes out and tastes fabulous.
And I'm telling you, so exploring new foods, getting in the kitchen has changed my life because I didn't used to be creative like this. And then it just kind of clicked.
Yeah.
So my brother was that person who, I mean, he still is. He's that person that could go into the pantry and pull out food when you don't have any food, and he'd make this amazing meal. Well, I caught on.
Yeah, you did.
And it is so fun.
But the difference is it's
Clean.
Well, it's
And
clean.
healthy.
It's clean and healthy. Sorry to the brother. But you know what needs to go in it to hit the things we need to hit, and that's why her 7-day program it's so easy to follow. And what, for me, in my mind, I didn't have to worry about, am I getting this? Am I getting that? Because I know you did it. And can I tell them what you're working on? Mm-hmm. So I'm pushing her. She's working on a 30-day. It's a lot, but we're gonna knock out a lot of it this weekend. Do all the thinking for you. Here's your breakfast, here's your lunch, here's your snack, here's your dinner, here's your snack, whatever. Just run to the grocery store, prep it, have it.
Here's
30
your
days.
list.
Because here's the thing. I told Kimberly, so I did it for 14 days and then I started to extend it for another 7. Like I said, but the reason why is I think I know why when we did that program, it was 30 days. You have to change your mindset and get your mind out of the bad habit. And I really feel like 30 days did that for us. And if we hadn't committed to the whole, we might have fallen back to some old habits. Now I'm super stubborn and I'm very goal oriented. So you say you're doing something for X time and I do it to the letter, by the way, because I'm also, I can be legalistic like that. But it's helped me in certain things. And so
yes.
I'm so excited for the 30 days because 30 days of variety and not having to, what's for dinner, what's for lunch, what's for breakfast? No, I'm all in. All in, and then I can repeat the 30-day. Next thing you know, 2 months of fabulousness.
So many times when someone is approaching, which now we're doing it, health. This is all about health,
Absolutely.
optimal health. But the truth is, for someone to be optimally healthy, you will be the weight that God designed you to be. It's just the way it goes because nutrients control hormones and hormones control cravings. So when they're in balance, then you eat when you're hungry, you stop when you're full. This is just automatic. And so you're learning to do that. But what is so great about this is your focus is on what you're going to eat instead of what you're not going to eat. So many times when we approach weight loss, it's like, what can't I have? And as soon as you tell me what I can't have, for some reason, that's all I can think about and that's all that I want. But instead of me saying, hey, you can't have this, I'm saying, hey, this is the meal plan and this is what we're focusing on. We haven't even thought about that. We're just thinking about what is on the next meal.
100%.
For sure.
And
big game changer.
And you feel full and satisfied after you've had your whatever it is.
Right.
And you're not even thinking, oh, I'm missing out. Like, it wasn't even a thought. It's interesting that you pointed that out because until you said it, I wasn't thinking that. But yes, I was totally focused on what am I having for breakfast? Made it. Okay, what am I making for lunch? Nothing in between that. It was what am I doing? And there it is. That's what I'm doing. The only thing I struggled with was, and that's not even part of your 7-day, 1 cup of coffee a day. And we're working on our cortisol levels and putting them under control and in balance. And in that came eat something before you have coffee. Didn't know that. Used to drink coffee 2 cups before I even ate. Probably contributed to my inflammation. So we're fixing that as well. Just really tuning in.
Mm-hmm. And if you choose to do this, feel free to drink good herbal teas.
Helpful.
To kind of help you through. If you're hungry, that's a good thing to go for. And the other day I had a turmeric latte, which was delicious and satisfying. And chai tea, ginger is amazing. The mints are fabulous as well. And, you know, there's some great blends, like with the hibiscus and the green tea, which is so great for you. So getting those teas in really can help get you through that little I'm hungry until, you know, let's be honest, if we have weight to lose, then there is going to be a little bit of discomfort. In order for you to get there, we've got to shrink the stomach. We've got to retrain the mind. I have a 3-month program that helps walk you through this. If you need a little extra help, then you can go on my website, entirehealing.com, and I actually have 2 different programs. One's the short, and then the other one is the long, where I can walk you through this. Don't buy the ebook if you're planning on doing the long one, because you get it. It's one of the things that it's a perk that you get included in the program. Nice. But it is very motivating, and I help you with your mindset. I help you with figuring out what it is that keeps you stuck. I've had people come to me and they say that they have tried everything to lose weight, and then they go through my program and they're losing weight. And it's because we cover all of these different components that are involved. I interrupt this very important video for just a moment to tell you about something that can help you on your gut health journey. If you're in the beginning phase, we need to strengthen stomach acid. We need to help support digestion and repair the good guys in the gut. And we can do that with the Bioptimizer products. And this is called the Stack. And the Stack was made to go together intentionally to help with digestion. We start with the HCl, and the HCl helps to build strong stomach acid. If you have strong stomach acid, then you're going to be breaking down proteins properly, and you're not going to have acid reflux. Acid reflux is actually caused because you don't have strong stomach acid, and we are told to do the opposite, which is to shut it down. We don't want to do that. We want to repair it. The second thing we're going to do is the mast cymes. The mast cymes help us to digest the food in the first place, and also the probiotics, which help to boost the good bacteria, and we want balance. So with the Stack, it's 1 HCl, 2 P3OMs, which are probiotics, and 3 mast cymes. And you can do this 30 minutes before a meal to help to repair gut health. Back to our program. But another thing that I did want to say is we are very faithful in our fitness program.
We are.
So
probably the most faithful.
No kidding.
I don't know too many people like us.
Right.
Which is a shame.
And that again comes from mindset. Mm-hmm. So when I started realizing it's a privilege that I can move my body, that it's a privilege for me to be able to care for this body that the Lord hosted me in while I'm here on this earth. And it's an obligation. Yeah. It's really an obligation. So that had to change. So she has been faithful with this for a long time. And so it kind of helped me gravitate. And one thing we talked about before is we used to go on vacation, and I would vacation from all the things. And she's like, why would you do that? And now we vacation together, and we're not skipping. No. We're not skipping the workout. It's part of
vacation.
Life.
It's part of life.
So that is something that does have to be plugged in. And time again, people will come to me after they have done the things, and they'll say, I'm doing all the things. And I'll say,
are you moving your body?
And they're like, no. I'm like, you've got to plug this in. So once you make it consistent, start thinking in consistent terms. Like, I have to do this for 10 minutes a day. And then your body is going to tell you you need more. Mm-hmm. You have to be consistent, just like with the food, with spending time in God's Word, and with fitness, all the things. We have got to start. Exactly.
You know, people will tell you, reading your Bible, praying are spiritual disciplines. These are physical disciplines. There are mindset, I don't know what that word would be, disciplines. We have to implement them all.
Absolutely.
But nothing overwhelming. Like you said, move your body if you're not used to it. 5 or 10 minutes a day. You'll be surprised how your body starts to crave movement. For us, if we're working, if a couple hours go by, I start to get freaky in my mind that I've been sitting that long.
Right.
So, up every hour, move every hour. But then take a walk, do a Pilates, do a cardio, do dance, whatever you love. Just do it. Yep. Just do it.
And you have to, some of us have to put it in our schedule.
100%.
Reminders.
Yep.
So it's all very important if you truly want to head towards optimal health. So it's not just about losing weight, but it's feeling good in our body, and also being able to, a lot of times people aren't serving others well because they don't feel good. And so we're here on this earth to serve others, to love others. And in order to be able to do that optimally, we've got to take care of the temple.
That's right.
So this is just a little way to do it and to get your feet wet if this is new for you, because it's 7 days of a commitment of healthy, nutrient-dense foods. And in the beginning of the 7-day ebook, I do have information on why we're doing this, and we do talk about supplements and some other things. So there's more information than just the food, but complete with a grocery list and all of that. But I want to thank you for taking the time to sit down and talk with us through this, because when you, with the results, I'm just like,
yeah, we got to talk about this.
We've got to share, because it's so important. It's such an easy way to get started.
I'd actually love to hear from your audience base, those of you who do the 7-day, if you extend it and repeat, because I knew that was what I had to do.
Right.
And I didn't need to. I had already accomplished lowering the inflammation, fitting into the pants. I just knew, so I'm curious.
And also, you can do it in a way to where you're cooking once and eating twice.
Right. That's what you did.
In that way, yeah, because it was just easier for me. Like, I already cooked this meal, so maybe I'm gonna have it tomorrow for lunch, or maybe I'm gonna have it again for dinner, because I don't mind, having a couple days in a row. So it's just an easy way to do it. And then, repurposing those if you have a lot of leftovers, if you make it more. If you want your hubby in with this, or you're a man listening to this, don't feel like you are tied to the portions. So these portions are really for a woman who doesn't, and also if you're physical, like if you're working out an hour a day and maybe more, you might need a little bit more. We're like 40-minute a day workout. We do other things too, but it's enough for us. It's exactly what we need. But I'm just saying,
you might need more fuel.
Yes, and if you don't want to lose weight and you just want to use it for shutting down inflammation, maybe getting a little bit cleaner, then do the portions.
Well, remember you said, you told me just on one of the breakfasts, the yummy quinoa breakfast, I said, is this really all that I can have for breakfast? She's like, oh no, you actually need to double it because of how much you have, the activity that I do, which is a lot.
Yep.
So I was
especially now, because she's added pickleball
every night.
So she's doing a lot. But also, another thing, just like limiting your water. Like, this is alkalizing the body. So many of us are too acidic from a high processed food diet, and simple things like this can just really change your life. So getting rid of those processed foods, and this will help to walk you through it. So I want to thank you guys so much for being here. And if you would do me a favor, here are some of the ways that you can help support my channel. One, if you buy the 7-day book. Also, leaving comments below. Comments are so important to me, so leave me some comments. Also, if you'll jump over on my Instagram, Entire Healing. It's not Kimberly McIntyre. Don't look at that. It's silly. Anyway, Entire Healing on Instagram, and give a little follow over there. Leave some comments. Those are ways that you can help me. And share this information with people that you know need to hear it. Guys, food heals. It's true. It is so true. And so here, I want to show you how food can heal and make you feel so much better. So you guys have a great day. And again, thank you so much for being here. Bye.
And now we're going to eat.
Now we're going to eat this glorious goodness. Woo, these Mary's Gone crackers. One day I'm going to learn how to make these on my own.